today, it's a Friday, and it is in December, and so I'm bundled up. The sun is already set, so I've got to make this a quick one. And a lot of you might be thinking what you're about to do isn't quick, but I bet you that we can prove it is. Something that you can do on your own with just a few hand tools. We're going to do that. We're going to show you how it's done, and hopefully when you have a error code and a check engine light on your dash, you'll know what to do. So today we are going to replace the coil packs and our spark plugs. I'm getting a 3000 multiple misfire and a 3005 and a 3002. So that means cylinders 2 and 5 are misfiring. Noticed a little bit of power decrease on the highway the other night, so brought her home, ordered the coil packs. Cost me about $60 for all 6 coil packs, not bad. So we are going to replace them. So a coil pack. That is a very interesting thing on these Liberties. So each and every cylinder has its own coil. Coil packs are individual per cylinder. They are very straightforward. I believe A1 Auto out there on YouTube also has a video on this, but they don't really show how simple these things are. So I'm going to show you exactly how simple this is, that anybody can do it, even when there's no sun in the sky. If you guys haven't noticed, I do all my videos outside. That's because I don't even have a garage at this moment. Working on trying to get one, but just to let you know, it doesn't take a fancy garage. It doesn't take fancy tools. You can do this sitting in a field with just hand tools. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that with the amount of sunlight I have left and get this done. So let's get started. Alright, so the coil packs I got off of Amazon. I'm not getting paid by any of these sponsors, so you can see who I ordered it from, but I can't really make a recommendation, especially yet since I haven't plugged them in. But that is essentially what they are. So one bolt into the head, one plug from the ignition system. This then fits down on your spark plugs, down into the hole. Now, spark plugs. You will need to get yourself 6 new spark plugs, and they need to be gapped at a 0.04 yeah, and you need spark plugs. Now for tools, let me set this out of the way. Tools, you're going to need maybe something pointy but not metal, because you don't want to break your clips, but you're going to need to pop these clips right here. It's easier if you have a body panel tool to help pop those clips. You are going to need a 10mm socket for the coil packs. You're going to need a 5/8 spark plug socket, and you'll probably want your ratchet. There goes my tool down into the chasm, never to be found again. You'll need a ratchet, maybe an extender. They're right up on top. You probably won't need the extender, but I have it just in case I do need it, because we do have to get down into the spark plug, which is down there quite a ways. So let's get started. Alright, so the very first thing you got to do is take this hose out of this little clamp, and then this clamp comes off, and sometimes they are on there really tight. There you go. You need a 10mm socket, and we're just going to take this nut on top right off. Okay, take your plastic tool, depress that, and pop, that comes right out. Coil pack. Don't need it. That one's done. Now, 5/8 socket. If you have the little rubber thing, here's a handy tip. Use it on the extraction do not use it when you're putting it back in. You will lose that little rubber thing, and then your coil pack will not sit on these spark plugs very well. So, it goes way down in this hole, and then helps to have a lot of extension on these. And then break that free. My goodness, I think these haven't been changed in quite a while. But, a few good turns, out comes spark plug. So the thing I'm noticing here is not only are my electrodes completely worn away, but this gap is way too big. And I think that is entirely because that electrode is just, it's gone. So this is way past time to replace these. As some of you know, that I just bought this Jeep last year. We didn't drive it much. It was only our snow vehicle to get out of our subdivision. We did drive it this year quite a bit on the trails. And so that is way past time to replace. Now, turn it off. So the new spark plug still has its electrode, very nice and gapped properly. Now, as I said, do not use this rubber thing which fits inside your socket when you're putting it back in, because these are so deep that what is going to happen is that rubber thing will stick here on your spark plug and you will never get that coil pack back on. So how this works, this fits down into the head of your engine, then your coil pack literally sits on top of that. So you can see if you left that on the spark plug, why you'd have a huge issue. But then each of these takes the low voltage input from the engine, creates your high voltage spark out to your electrode there. That is really one of the most efficient ways of doing this. If you lose a coil, you've still got 5 cylinders to drive on. You shouldn't do it very long, but it's enough to get you out of harm's way, out of the highway, or at least to a better spot in the trail. So this is, to me, this is a fabulous idea. So let's put this in. Easiest way I found is to drop our spark plug into the hole. Put your socket on there. Make sure you are threading it correctly and you don't cross thread, because that means a whole new head. Alright, once that is good and started and you're happy with it, alright, so ratchet. Alright, that's in there. And then drop our coil pack on it. Make sure to get it over the nut on this thing. Down it goes. Grab your nut. $10mm. Alright, there you go. Now, don't forget to put your hose clamp back on there. Down on there. Hose clamp back on. Plug back in and clipped. And that is how you replace coil pack and spark plug in your Jeep Liberty. Super simple. Repeat, rinse 5 times.